Good day and welcome to the RCL Foods milling site. Safety is a very important part of our operations. This safety induction video is intended to create awareness with employees, visitors and contractors of the dangers you might be exposed to at this facility and the relevant requirements you need to comply to in order to minimize the likelihood of any incident occurring. Please watch this video carefully and have a good day. Thank you.
RCL Foods Milling Division is located in Pretoria. We subscribe to the management practice standards of responsible care and are FSSC 22000 certified and aligned to strict safety protocols. Safety is our primary focus, so please watch this video carefully as you may be tested afterwards. There are a number of safety, health and environmental, also known as SHE, hazards on this site, some of which include slipping and wet floors, nip and pinch points, sharp cutting blades, moving equipment such as forklifts and major hazardous installations. The main safety food hazards are allergens, foreign physical, chemical and microbiological. These hazards are actively managed and require your cooperation to ensure that none of these hazards are introduced into our products. Please ensure that you and your fellow members know and understand the food and safety hazards associated with your contract work. And if in doubt, please ask the line supervisor or your host to explain these hazards to you. Any container or food packaging that is handled or has fallen on the floor must be disposed of accordingly and may not be used again. No alcohol, drugs, dagga, knives, firearms or explosives are allowed on site. We reserve the right to breathalyze anyone we suspect of being under the influence of or in possession of illegal substances, and if the test is positive, access will be denied. All vehicles brought on site must be roadworthy and licensed, and the driver must be in possession of a valid driver's license. Visitors and contractors are required to sign in at security and will receive an access card which they must keep with them at all times. Visitors will be collected by their host at security and must stay with their host at all times as the host is responsible for you. All equipment and tools brought onto site must be accounted for and declared together with an accurate tool list. All chemicals brought onto the site must be accompanied by an MSDS. No equipment or samples may be removed from these premises without an authorized gate pass. On exit, people and vehicles may be searched. Please cooperate with our security personnel. Please adhere to the speed limit on our site. All loads must be securely tied down. And passengers may not be transported on the back of open vehicles. Change rooms and ablution facilities must be kept clean. Please ensure that you and your overalls are clean. Our SHE reps conduct inspections to make sure that safety standards are adhered to in the plant and on site. The SHE reps also have the authority to stop any person from carrying out an unsafe act. We also urge you to play a part in our behavior-based safety program, known as BBS. If you see anyone who might be endangering themselves or others, alert them and show them the safe way of doing the task in a non-confrontational manner. Report any glass breakage to the supervisor. The tampering of safety equipment is strictly prohibited and will be dealt with in a harsh way. Horseplay and play fighting is prohibited, and sleeping on the site is not allowed. Only smoke, vape, and eat in designated areas. When using the stairs, keep an eye on where you are going. Always hold the handrail. And always have one foot in contact with the stair. Running is prohibited anywhere on site. Always walk within the designated walking areas. No loose clothing may be worn when working on moving equipment. Report any open pest control bait boxes to the food safety designate. No one may talk to the media. All media inquiries must be directed to the company spokesperson. All personal medicines, open wounds, diarrhea and similar ailments must be reported to your host, supervisor or the site clinic before entering the production area. Personal effects such as jewelry, earrings, false nails, false eyelashes and strong perfumes are not allowed. Cultural or religious wristbands, copper bands and buttons on the outside of clothing have to be covered whilst on the production floor. Please make use of the PPE provided. Earplugs. Hairnets and beard snoods must be fitted correctly before entering the production floor. Make sure that you wash your hands with the antibacterial soap before entering the production area or before handling products. Adhere to the hand washing procedure displayed on the signage above the basins. No earphones, headsets or music are allowed, and no photographs may be taken within a production area. The visitor's host will supply the visitor with the appropriate PPE. The minimum PPE is hairnets, hearing protection, beard snoods, protective coats, reflective vests, overalls, gloves, and safety shoes. In the laboratory, safety glasses when necessary, a lab coat or overall and safety shoes must be worn. Contractor staff must wear overalls bearing their contracting company's name and a reflective vest. Please look out for and adhere to additional PPE safety signage in the different areas of the site. Any unsafe act, accident, incident, near miss, damage to buildings or equipment must be reported immediately to your host or supervisor. Minor injuries must be reported to the area first aider, team leader, or line leader during the same shift. Contractors must make a point of finding out where the nearest emergency assembly point, alarm button, emergency shower and eye wash bath are located before starting work. This will also be the responsibility of the RCL Foods host to inform his visitors of. If you witness any emergency, immediately report it to your host or supervisor or press the alarm button. If the alarm sounds, visitors must stay with their host. Contractors must immediately stop work, turn off any machinery and equipment, and walk, do not run, to the nearest emergency assembly point, where a roll call will be conducted to ensure that all people on the site are accounted for. Once the all clear has been given, please return to your place of work. If you come into contact with a hazardous chemical, immediately step into the emergency shower, turn it on, remove all your clothes and stay in the shower until medical assistance arrives. If any of these hazardous chemicals get into your eyes, immediately rinse your eyes at the eye wash station for at least 20 minutes and seek further medical attention. Visitors may now depart. Thank you and enjoy your visit. Contractors, please stay until the end of the video. The topics we will cover are the contractor program, permit to work and risk assessment, portable electrical equipment, working at heights, confined space procedures, isolation, electrical and mechanical lockouts, hot work, machine guards, moving machinery, lifting equipment, stacking and storage, truck loading and offloading, housekeeping, waste disposal, the environment and energy, office safety, and ergonomics. Contractors must have their up-to-date SHE file when reporting to start a contract. This file should contain documents requested in the list supplied by RCL Foods Risk Department, such as up-to-date copies of the letter of good standing, medicals, etc. Once you have successfully passed the safety induction test, you will be allowed to work on our site. Every contractor must appoint a responsible person who will be accountable for all matters relating to safety while on our site. Make sure that you and your workers understand our rules and those of the Occupational Health and Safety Act. Before any work may be undertaken, a permit to work must be authorized and issued by the RCL permit issuer. The permit to work covers hot work, isolation and lockout procedures, working at heights, excavation work, and confined space entry. The permit to work must include a detailed task risk assessment, which carefully plans where and how the work is to be done, identifies any risks, and puts in place any safety measures that may be required. After the work has been completed, it must be inspected by both the permit issuer and the person who has done the work before the permit to work is signed off. Contractors who have not been trained may not perform jobs that require specialized skills. All portable electrical equipment must be entered in a register and inspected. The equipment must be in good condition with secure casings and be earthed or double insulated. 3-point plugs must be in good condition and fit well. Extension cables must not be longer than 30 meters and must be free of joints. Working at heights means any work carried out at an elevated level above the ground. Based on the risk assessment, fall arrest equipment such as a full body harness must be worn and the lanyard must be short enough to arrest a fall. Only use ladders that are in good condition with rubber chocks. Ladders must be placed on a flat surface. Never lean a ladder against pipes, electrical conductors or sprinklers. And do not place a ladder in front of a door or firefighting or other safety equipment. Only one person may use a ladder at a time, while a second person supports the base. When the worker on the ladder reaches the top, he must attach a lanyard clip to a solid support and then secure the ladder at the top. Tools must be hoisted up in a tool bag or toolbox using a rope, which is secured at the top. Never hold on a pipe nor step off a ladder onto a pipe. Ladders must never be used as scaffolds. Only authorized personnel may supervise the erecting or dismantling of scaffolding. When working on a scaffold, a safety harness with a double lanyard must be used, and one lanyard must be attached at all times. Toe boards of a solid material of at least 150 millimeters must be in place, and handrails must be provided. A scaffold ladder must be provided for safe access to the scaffold. The contractor's competent person must inspect the scaffold daily or immediately after inclement weather. Only work on scaffolding that has a Safe to Use sign in place. A confined space is any enclosed area where an accumulation of hazardous gas or other substances could accumulate and where an oxygen deficiency may occur. Before entering the silos, the air must be tested by a competent person using a gas monitor and an oxygen monitor. The gas reading must be entered in the work permit. Only a competent trained person can enter the vessel and must wear a safety harness that reaches outside the vessel and is attached to a solid support. A trained standby person with breathing and resuscitation equipment must always be in place outside the vessel. All energy sources must be isolated to make sure that there is zero energy to the equipment about to be worked on. Warning: various electrical panels and equipment are supplied with alternative power sources, generators, UPSs. Confirm all power sources with the manager before proceeding with electrical work and/or maintenance. Electrical lockouts are performed by the person doing the work and the permit issuer. Insert a lock into the lockout caliper in the holes provided. Make sure that the handle cannot be turned to the on position and that the motor cannot be started with the local start button. Place a Do Not Operate sign on the switch. Lost keys must immediately be reported to security. Before doing any hot work, make sure that there is a proper containment of sparks. Gas cylinders must be securely attached in an upright position to a trolley or stand. The hoses must be in good condition, clamped together with pressure gauges, flame arresters, and soap tested to make sure that they do not leak. Do not carry gas cylinders up scaffolding or stairs. The cylinder must be left on the ground and be equipped with extended hoses to reach the work area. Do not cut or weld directly over the gas cylinder. When not in use, gas cylinders must be closed and the pressure released. Electric welding machines must be in good condition. The cables may not be damaged or joined and must be earthed to the place of welding. Do not cut or weld above a sewer unless it has been properly covered and blanked off. When not in use, electric welding machines must be turned off. The animal feeds plant has strict specific safety rules and no welding can be undertaken unless authorized and accompanied by the permit issuer. All machinery must be made safe with machine guards. Do not start or operate any machinery if the machine guard, interlock or limit switch is missing, damaged or unsafe. Report any missing or damaged machine guards to the supervisor. Any machine guards removed for maintenance purposes must be securely replaced. Moving machinery, such as forklifts, must be declared fit for use every shift by conducting a pre-use inspection and may only be operated by a licensed and competent person. The operator must have his license with him at all times. Look out for forklifts and keep clear of any moving machinery equipment as they have the right of way. Forklift drivers must adhere to walking speed on our site. Forklift drivers look out for blank spots, slow down, and hoot when approaching a corner. Do not use cell phones or earphones while operating moving machinery, and never leave an unattended vehicle running. No one may ride on a forklift. Before using lifting equipment, check the hoists, slings, and other equipment are certified for use and check the color coding. All machinery and lifting equipment is inspected every 3 months. Pre-inspection and visual checks must be done daily. Only qualified and licensed personnel may operate lifting equipment, and the load rigging must be performed by a competent person. The load may not exceed the lifting capacity of the equipment. No one may ride on a suspended load, and make sure that no one stands or walks under a suspended load. Stacking may be done only in specified areas and is not permitted in front of emergency exits, distribution boards, firefighting or other safety and emergency equipment. When stacking on racks, please follow the displayed maximum load requirements. Make sure that the load is distributed evenly and that the vehicle load capacity is not exceeded. Gas cylinders must always be transported in an upright position, even when empty. No unauthorized passengers or loads may be carried on our vehicles. Dangerous goods delivery trucks must adhere to our dangerous goods vehicle checklist. The dangerous goods load must be authorized with a PRDP permit. The truck must display a placard describing the dangerous goods being transported, and warning diamonds must be in place on the front of the vehicle. The unloading can only be performed by a dangerous goods operator and the truck driver. Housekeeping means everything has a place and everything in its place. Please refer to the displayed signage to distinguish which color broom you require. For example, food contact, use a green broom, and non-food contact, use a blue broom. Make sure that you keep emergency exits, walkways and passages clear, and don't allow any materials to protrude from open edges. Please make sure that you always keep your work area clean, tidy and safe. Contractors are responsible for the removal of their own waste, such as building rubble. RCL Foods is committed to responsible environmental management. This means that our responsible care principles must be applied to everything we do to make sure that we operate safely without impacting the environment. Be sure to use the correct PPE when managing chemical spills. Spillages must be contained immediately using the spill kits and spill containment equipment that is provided. Spillages must never be allowed to enter stormwater drains, rivers or streams. All drains are clearly marked on our site. Poor housekeeping can result in office accidents. Make sure that cupboards and drawers are closed and cables do not cross walkways. And do not stack on top of cupboards, and make sure that boxes are stacked safely on the floor. Only access high shelves and cupboards with a ladder and not a chair. Please make sure that electrical connections are safe. Do not overload plug points or extension cables. When lifting heavy items, use your legs and not your back. If the item is too heavy, get someone to help you. If you are working in an awkward position, take a break from time to time and stretch. Please remember that this video does not cover all specific site rules. If in doubt, please do not hesitate to ask the risk department. Thank you for watching this safety induction video. Please work safely.